Okay. Now again, a comparison between two things: astronomy on the left and something totally different on the right. That was very incidental. So we got on the corridor just talking about things, and was this lady coming in, and she said, "Oh, I'm doing this honey thing, and we have some data which we are really struggling to make sense out." And we said, "Okay, well, let's have a look into that." And she showed us something like what's on the right there. And I said, well, I actually had no clue that she's talking about honey. I just thought, well, this looks very familiar. We can do definitely something about that because we are doing all the stuff what's on the left there. So in that case, we're actually using machine learning to identify those lines. And as you can see, there are many, many of those and very different ones. So this is a very, very complex problem because these are already clean spectra. If you don't have clean spectra, it's much harder. So this is a big problem. And of course, in that case, we have billions of stars, not just millions. That's pretty extreme. Now with the honey, of course, it's different data, it's completely different source and so on, but the problem stays pretty much the same. What you want to have is a signature of the content of that honey, and that's what you can see there as different things shown there. I've only switched on a few. We have up to 50 different components which are measured. And then we use all these components to classify what kind of honey it is. So if you get your Jarrah honey from Western Australia, we could tell you whether it's real Jarrah honey or something else, and quite precisely actually. And in that case, we are using pretty much the same kind of algorithms as here, but of course we hardened that for the honey specifications specifically. And the training is, of course, done specifically for honey as well. And in that case, we are using a number of additional models to make that really robust. And then you get something like this plot on the left here, three-dimensional classification plots, scatter plots from those classification, and then we do classification clustering algorithms and then see which is kind of what kind of honey. And you can see it's actually fairly nice. You have those clusters. You have this outlier here, which is quite interesting. And that outlier there, TC19 and TH05. TC19 is a very interesting one because it's a very unique honey, and nobody knew what it is. We actually didn't know which honey it is when we did this study, but it was highly precise in terms of picking out what those things are. And that one is actually from a small little island next to Tasmania.